God bless everybody. My name is Wanda Torres, author of the book Finding It. So before I continue, I want to thank you for your patience during my elongated distance to social media. I had actually stopped using social media right around the time of the initial shutdown back in March. Although technology, the internet, YouTube, social media, all of that, although it is a great resource, I also feel like it's our biggest distraction. And with the extra time, instead of turning to social media, I actually distanced and used the extra time that I had to pray more, to get to know my husband a little more. I mean, you would think that after 7 years of marriage, we'd know enough about each other, but oh, there's a whole ball game there. But get spend more time with my daughters and some self-analyzing. And even in that time, I was able to go ahead and finish writing book number 2. So you guys can definitely look forward to that. With all that being said, God had put it in my heart to speak to the ladies. The whole point of the book Finding It was written so that I can speak to the ladies who struggle not just with their worth, but really had through motions of life, trying to figure themselves out, trying to figure out what God wants for them, and just simple guidelines, pretty much to figure that out. So long story short, God had put in my heart to create videos with those specific guidelines. Although having it in story form is great, it's fun to write it that way, but sometimes people just need the blunt, here it is, take it or leave it kind of thing. So without further ado, the first of the videos is going to be today about your worth. Altogether, there is going to be 10 videos, most of which will be below 7 minutes, but the first 5 of which will be with me. And then each week I do one. The following week will follow with a testimony of whether what I teach or something that somebody had experienced that could also attest to the truth of what I'm teaching to, pretty much support it. But right now, for this first video, we're going to be talking to you ladies about your worth. The first thing that I feel you guys need to know is that you're immeasurably beautiful. And some of you might be looking at me through the videos and just be like, yeah, okay, Wanda, you have not seen me. And some of you may, in that perspective, feel that way, where you aren't beautiful, you aren't worth the attention that you crave. And although I can chalk that off to maybe past experiences, maybe an ex that maybe had said something to you and that, but I also want to point out is also the music that you listen to. I'm a firm believer that if you are listening to music that refers to women in any other terms, that's not a beautiful woman. If you're listening to a woman if you're listening to music that is referring to a woman as a bee, a hoe, or whatever the case may be, then you're really kind of imprinting that into your spirit. Or if you're listening to music, popular 90s R&B, where, ooh, I want to get with that woman, but never commit to them. You're worth the commitment. Why would you, of course the music sounds great because the music is music, but you really are worth more than that. And if you really can't attest to whether that's the kind of music, just stop listening to the music and go read the lyrics. The lyrics themselves, away from the music, would actually be eye-opening for a lot of you guys. But as far as your worth, here on earth, something we value is gold. So we pay money to put this on earrings. We pay this rings, necklaces. We pay money to put on this. But in the Bible, it actually says that the heavens is what we walk on. Gold becomes the dirt So we actually are above that. It actually says in Proverbs 3:15 that our value is above rubies. So, you know, the beauty we carry is not something that can be portrayed in physical aspects. It actually says in First Peter through chapter 3 verses 3 to 4, it says, rather it should be that your inner self, the unfaded beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is great worth in God's sight. God made us in his image, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually. God is a spiritual being, which is why he has the ability to be everywhere, to know everything. He is the creator of the heavens, of the earth. He knows from the beginning to the end. And he knows you. He knows you better than we know ourselves. And he had made us with such a beauty, but that beauty is within us. So I mean, you could see someone who's drop dead gorgeous walking down the street, but when you say hi to them, they have the worst of the worst attitude. So that's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the inner you. I'm talking to the part of you that God wants to take care of, that God wants to build up, the part that God wants you to get to know better than, as well as he knows himself, or that he knows you himself. Your heart, your soul, the part of you that just, it's what really identifies a person as who they are. You never really, you always remember a few people that be like, oh man, they had beautiful eyes or beautiful, thing. But the person that you remember, like Mother Teresa, you remember her for the humble servitude that she had done throughout her life. You remember her for who she was, and not necessarily for what she looked like. And even now, the people of the Bible, we remember certain things about them, but what we remember is who they were, not what they looked like, which, that's the important part now. So, with that being said, if you are watching this and you don't think you're drop dead gorgeous, let's work on that. Let's work on that. Not only just looking at the music and things like that, but let's look at yourself. So for the next couple weeks, as these videos come about, I'll be posting one video every week on Tuesday nights. Just kind of steps that you could take as women. This week we're talking about your worth. So next week, the video I post has actually been already recorded. I had actually spoken to a group of men and asked them how, as men, do they know that a woman knows her worth. I told them I wanted honesty, and I am actually proud of these men who did deliver that. And it's the responses were great, and I think they were completely transparent with us as women. And now it's going to be posted next week, so I'm very excited about that. But as the weeks go along, ladies, I want you to do an exercise. I had done it for 6 months on my own, also having struggled with my looks, with physically who I was. I used to be very, very athletic. My body type, I guess, after having 2 kids had changed. So I had struggled with who physically I was rather than who I was. So this exercise, I did it for actually 6 months. And I want you to do that throughout the time that I post these videos. So what I want you to do throughout the time is I want you to go, ladies, find yourself a private moment. And I want you to look yourself over, completely exposed to yourself, naked. And I want you to look yourself over. Look at the things you like, your arms, your stomach, whatever the case may be. Look at what you like, what you don't like. And then at the end of everything, I want you to look yourself square in the eyes, and I want you to tell yourself, you are smart, you are strong, you are valuable, you are drop dead gorgeous, and you are so worth it. I will see you guys next week. God bless.